Money. Joey. 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man, y'all get it. My QB got swag, my wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, Dingbat here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500 and Joeyshakes. Joey, what is going on, my man?
We're here. Well, we've made it. We have arrived. It is Dallas week. Yeah, we got through it, bro. We got through the whole off season, and now it's crunch time.
It is time, man. I am so ready. I haven't watched so much college football in my life. I watched Texas. I watched Arch Prescott, and he stinks. And then I watched Alabama get killed, and now Clemson's on. Usually I don't watch these games until like the end of this football season because Saturdays I always spend with family since I stream all day on Sunday. And so usually I go back and watch these games when we're, looking at specific draft guys and things like that. I usually gives me something to do once football ends, but today I've been watching a lot. What is up, Clark? What is up, J-Dog? Ill Skills, Little G Griffith, Donnie Four, Daniel, thank you for being here. Barbie, the doll princess of YouTube, thank you for being here. Chris North, Jeffrey, Matthew, anybody that I missed, I apologize. Beast Guard 24, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Signing Dak over Parsons is crazy work. I love it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that because I think there's I think there's some things we got to be a little bit careful about heading into this game. Beast Guard 24, thank you for super chat. He goes signing Dak over Parsons is crazy. Yeah, look, I'm not surprised Dallas did that in a weird way. Cruisin', thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes 500. Get rid of the mumble rap intro. Hell no, that's Grammy award-winning music right
Oh
there.
Yeah, that's our thing.
Are you kidding? I actually need to update the video, which I got to work on this week. Nick, thank you for the super chat. He goes, "What's up, boys? Ready to kick the Cowgirls' ass this week? Cannot wait. And look, it's been a crazy week, dude. Crazy week. Let me get to this one more here, and then we'll talk about it. Kyle, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, I've been looking at the edge rusher and cornerback for Penn State. Both could go in the first 2 rounds next year. Yeah, I'll have to check them out. I know Penn State was playing Nevada today, but I haven't watched the game, so it'll be interesting. So the big news, I guess, that affects the Eagles is Cowboys trade Micah Parsons. What are your thoughts on this thing?
Yeah, I think as training camp was going on, it was like Jerry was taking shots at Micah. Micah was taking shots from the practice field on the front office. And we all kind of thought we know the Dallas Cowboys, when it comes to all the drama, it's like a reality show, right? We thought it was just like one big reality show that maybe something would have been figured out. And I thought maybe something at that point would have been figured out, but it got worse, and it finally happened. And for a team to give up, I think, their best player, I think we all agree on that. For 2 first-round picks and getting a big need in Kenny Clark at DT, which they desperately need that. It just didn't really sit right with me. And in Micah's case, this has really been building up the last couple of years, especially from some of his podcasts. And he's been very loud on the situation, but he's gone, and it's real.
Yeah, it's crazy. I told Mark, because Mark was sitting there doing videos about that this is all like a publicity stunt, that Jerry and Micah were in cahoots to get attention, for the Cowboys. I said when I saw Micah go on that health, sitting there and laying on the training table, I said, this is way worse than
is that real?
Realize.
Is it real? Like, I didn't know if that was even like real.
Yeah, that was real. That was like, to me, that's when you knew he was checking out, man.
Yeah.
And I think that the trade, look, the way I see it is if you're rebuilding, which I really believe Dallas has started to rebuild, I have no problem with it. If you draft 2 good picks out of it, right? Let's say you get 2 good players. Then you take that $40 million in cap space. Let's say you could sign 2 Pro Bowlers. You get 4 good players. You could rebuild your team in 3-4 years. The problem is that their quarterback is old. I think Dak goes next. I think Dak goes at the end of the year. And I think this is his last year in Dallas. And I think he's gone. And as far as, this short term, you don't know how is Dallas, how are those players going to respond? How are they going to react when they got to play the Eagles? Okay, I know they got a run stopper. Do you see what this guy did in 2 games versus the Eagles last year? Nothing.
Yeah.
Dude, he did nothing.
I mean, even if you kind of look at it, like, when Micah Parsons, even what he's really built there as a Dallas Cowboy in his career, they haven't really done real. I mean, they really haven't built around him to really do that defense any justice, to be honest with you. I mean, Jerry Jones is talking about guys with injuries, not re-signing guys that are coming off injuries, or giving guys new contracts coming off injuries. And Dak Prescott was one of those players. And this is the perfect moment. When you say Dak Prescott is next, this is the perfect moment for them to take those 2 first-round picks. Yeah. And maybe go after a franchise quarterback at this point. Be serious about it.
Arch Prescott over there. That's what I call him. Forget Arch Manning. It's Arch Prescott. He's stunk, dude.
Yeah.
He's stunk. A little pressure and he collapses. He throws the ball away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how they respond. Does the team come together or do they fall apart? That's what I'm going to be interested in seeing. But look, I'm glad that Dallas is self-destructing. I think it's great, and I think that if they were smart, you signed Micah 2 years ago, he would have been like $30 million. It would have been done. It would have been cheap.
Does your locker room survive that though? If they remember how many times have we heard the Patriots going after AJ Brown the last couple of years? Like, if they actually trade AJ Brown, would that really affect the locker room? Would players be pissed off and not really play up?
A week before the season? Yeah. A week before the season, we're talking. We're not talking like in April.
No, right.
We're talking a week before the season. It's craziness. But we'll have to see how they respond. I mean, maybe they come together and say, we're going to play in spite of it. So, the Eagles got to go in there. They got to play their game. They, and just for everybody to know, we'll be doing a preview show Wednesday night, probably around 8:00, talking about the game, specifically the matchups and everything. We'll get a lot more into that. But, I think that the only thing that worries me is complacency, right? You've won a championship. You're having banner night. You're now looking at your opponent going, all right, they just lost their best player. We can't be complacent in that situation. And I don't think they will. But I do think it's going to be close early on because I think the Eagles – look at the Green Bay game last year in Brazil. We came out so rusty. I mean, Hurts, remember all the talk was he didn't throw an interception all training camp, gets into the game, throws 2 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to go through that get knocking the rust off. I think it may take a quarter or 2.
Yeah, it's definitely going to take some time, no doubt. It's going to take a lot of time. Like, don't overstep that, Micah Parsons isn't there. And that just makes Lane Johnson's job easier, makes Jordan Mailata's job a lot easier from the matchups they're going to have that for next week. So,
yeah. Philly 500, I think he was adopted. Definitely not the same bloodline of Manning and Eli. No, I saw things on YouTube. I mean, on Twitter. It was kind of funny, man. People were just like Peyton and Eli have unfollowed Arch Manning. Like, it was hilarious. They were tearing him up. Now, Barry, that person on YouTube, that Green Bay Eagles game's that's going to be a tough game. I mean, I think Green Bay's a legit contender. That's the other thing on this whole thing. I mean, I look at it and I still think Detroit's better than them in the division. But I think you've got, instead of I had the Eagles, Detroit, and the Rams. To me, those were the 3 teams that really had a chance in the NFC. Now I think you have to put Green Bay in there, but I still don't think they're good enough to beat us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I agree.
So, and then as far as the Eagles go, I mean, dude, they made a lot of moves this week. They brought back Marcus. What were your thoughts about them bringing about Marcus Epps?
Yeah, it was interesting because I don't think any of us have really followed him the last couple of years, even with Las Vegas, since he had a torn ACL last September. So he was out the entire year. So you bring a familiar face to Philadelphia, never was in a Vic Fangio scheme because Vic Fangio wasn't here, but I guess it's like a familiarity type thing of him coming back, bringing a veteran here to kind of shore up the depth. It's okay. I'm not jumping out of my seat excited for it because I think the unofficial depth chart was really interesting because it was Sidney Brown / Andrew Makuba. It wasn't Sidney Brown and then Andrew Makuba. It was / So one of those two, I don't know who they're putting on the field that first day since Makuba came back a few days ago, which was great from the hamstring injury. But is he going to have enough full practices to play in this first game? And can he stay healthy this year? That's going to be like the main thing. So,
well, Epps, I think, is an upgrade off McCallum. That's how I look at him. I look at him as a third string safety. So he gives you veteran presence, and he's better than McCollum was. However, I think you only bring him in because you're saying, all right, we're not bringing like a Justin Simmons in or somebody that is going to compete with Makuba for that starting job. Like, to me, they're giving that starting job to Makuba. It's his job.
Yeah,
he's got to go out and play now. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it.
I agree. Yeah,
and then you have the Patriots cut Jabril Peppers, which I know a few years ago the Eagles were interested in him, but when he was leaving the Giants, I don't know if they would bring him in now. It doesn't look like it, but he would be better than Marcus Epps, and I don't know that a guy like that could come in and be willing to back up Makuba, and I think that's the main thing. The Epps move signifies that you believe Makuba is your starter. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Because you don't want to pay a bet. He's due some like $4.5 million in guaranteed money and stuff. So I don't think they want to. They want to take somebody a little bit cheaper, low risk, high reward move with with Epps, I guess.
And he's gonna want to play. He's gonna want to start.
Right.
He was projected as a starter in New England. So I understand why they did it. They also traded for Sam Howell. What were your thoughts on that one?
They get somebody in the building that has been through a few systems, could learn fast, and they gave up a couple picks, but they got those picks back with a couple trades because we had 3 trades in one day that day, which we'll talk about. It's fine. I mean, look, I couldn't really believe that DTR was going to even be on the practice squad. Never mind, be the number 3 quarterback, and Kyle McCord, he needs some time. He needs a lot of time. He had a whole entire third preseason game to himself, and I didn't really expect him to play that bad. I mean, I know the protection didn't really do him any justice either, but he couldn't give anybody any good looks in that game, and there was a lot of bad throws. So
I loved the move. Because we were talking last week about the 53-man cut, remember? And I was like, I would only keep 2 quarterbacks. Yeah. Because you can't go with McCord. He's going to clear waivers. So and he did. JMB says, "What up, Shakes of 500? You remember the Pickle Juice game? Do you think we'll see similar score? I hope we do. We'll see. I do remember that game though very well. Cruising, thank you for the super chat. He goes, they built Arch Manning up off 2 games. Now they're trashing him. I really hate these fanatics. The media and fans are so predictable. It is. Chris Dog Diver super chat. He goes, yo, 500 Joey. You see Micah at the airport or train station with a sad face? He knew he was getting traded. I saw him dancing around after he got traded.
He was excited.
He was very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, welcome to. Is this me or you?
It's you, I think. Yeah.
Welcome to a Throne Room of Dingbats. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, and please read the post because I got some channel member fantasy stuff if you're interested. But welcome and thank you for joining. Shout out to you. So the Eagles brought in McCord, right? They not McCord. They brought in Howell, which I liked. They upgraded. I thought the quarterback position, they needed another quarterback just in case. And they brought in Epps. I'm trying to think.
They traded for Fred Johnson.
What did you think of that? I thought that was a great move. I thought he's perfect to come back.
Yeah. Look. Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, look, he was just with us last year. I mean, for him to come back, and I mean, Stallings really made him a big project. He took over for a couple games from Mulata. Like, not fantastic, not bad. I think he's a pretty serviceable left tackle. I mean, Kendall Lam didn't do much of anything. He was getting beat by nobodies, and Matt Pryor played horrible too. So they had no swing tackle, and they got Fred Johnson back, which I think that was good.
Yeah, it was good. What did you think about? Because I think this was a steal, and this pissed off the Rams to no end. Getting Willie Lampkin, who they tried to clear through waivers designated with an injury, which the Rams are complaining that teams never pick up an injured player off of waivers. It's like a unwritten rule, and the Eagles picked him up. Yeah, and I mean, he looks like he has a lot of upside, dude.
Yeah, he was, I think from PFF, he was like the highest graded rookie offensive lineman throughout preseason. I mean, he couldn't play that second or third game because he ended up getting that the knee to ankle injury, whatever it was. So if they're picking up a guy off waivers that they just want to stash and Stoutland sees something. I mean, there was that first preseason game it was the Rams in Dallas, and he took a linebacker and just physically mauled him into the ground. There's something there. I mean, I don't know if they see him more as a center, and obviously you have your backup, you have your starter and you have your backup center right now, but do they see him as maybe a future guard for this team, or a back or a swing guard or something like that? You know, we'll just see.
But Stoutland getting to work with him is it could be very interesting. Yeah. The hopium for the Packers fans is out of control. Micah doesn't automatically mean a ring for Green Bay. They overpaid a guy who chokes in the playoffs. Well, I mean, I agree with you. It definitely doesn't mean a ring. I actually, I still have Detroit winning the division, but it helps. It helps. It was one of their big needs that they needed, but it doesn't guarantee nothing for Green Bay. That is so true. So true about that. Let's see here. Joseph Satchel, welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. Now they picked up a bunch of a couple corners, right? They brought back Ricks and then they let him go again. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't know how those guys are going to help us. And then of course, Jacorian Bennett and our boy Darius Cooper made it. Darius Cooper made it.
Yeah.
And they cut Anaya Smith. I was surprised they cut Anaya Smith.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he didn't show enough at wide receiver. Maybe as a punt returner. I mean, even that last game was pretty ugly. He had a couple drops. I don't know.
Would he he clears waivers and he could come back to the Eagles and be on their practice squad. He chooses Carolina instead. Who the hell would choose Carolina? He must think he has an easier way to play there.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if the Johnny Wilson injury probably screwed it. I don't know. They would have made the cuts probably a lot tougher because I thought Johnny Wilson was probably going to make it.
They might have kept the extra. I think Darius Cooper was making it above all of them. I think what I think about him. I think give that kid give him a year or two. All right. And he changed his number, by the way, for those that don't know, he's now number 80. So he's got a normal number. He's number 80. Chris Carter, that's who I think. And Jacorian Bennett went from 49 to 41. So, and then the unofficial depth chart has basically starting corner is Adoree Jackson and Jacorian Bennett. They don't have one guy as the corner.
No, which I think they're gonna. I don't know. From the waiver wire when they tried to get that corner from the Ravens, I forgot his name. They tried to get that corner from the Ravens. They put in a waiver claim. They couldn't get him. And then this this Thomas guy, that guy from the 49ers, that corner they signed to the practice squad. They've been really making a lot of moves at cornerback, whether it's practice squad and that depth chart, the unofficial depth chart is pretty much saying, like you said, like they don't even have a starter, yet for this week, and it's making me a little nervous. I'm really hoping that Jacorian Bennett is thrown to the fire in this first game. I really hope so.
He's taking it. He's going to get an interception this week. They're going to pick on him early, and he's getting an interception. CMO Mob, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, I think we're in a better position going into week 1 than we were last year. We had so many questions on D. Laugh out loud. Jalen Legacy year incoming. Yeah, well, I think we should. I just, I'm still a believer that you if you don't play the guys in game in preseason, it takes them a little bit to get going. And, I thought we saw that last year in Green Bay. I'm not going to complain about it, but, I expect a sloppy first half.
Yeah.
Mark, member for 19 months, says 5 days. Can't wait. Take care, gentlemen. Eagles. Thank you, my man. Appreciate the support. Yeah, I thought for the most part, they did a pretty good job, increasing the depth of the team. I thought the quarterback position, the offensive line, I think they're all boosted going into the season. We have questions at that safety spot, and we have questions at that corner, and those can't get answered till they play. They've got to play. Yeah, that's the only way we're going to know.
Even Ringo is still the backup to Quinn. I mean, Ringo is there's nobody on here that's even got that was even better than Ringo in this camp, and they're shuffling this cornerback spot, whether at practice squad so much. I mean, they're getting rid of guys they've had the last couple of years, like even Trevor Keegan, like guys that were like really egging to make that big step. He never really made that big step because of injuries the last couple of years. It was too late to really show himself. The corner spot, like it's just from the start of this offseason, we were like, I don't know what they're doing, but they're not even touching this position. They're not trying to retain anybody. They're not trying to trade for somebody early in free agency to at least a mid-tier guy that could be on the other side of, from Quinyon Mitchell. This is what you have now. So I'm hoping you will see.
Yeah. I hear you. Bonzology says, I'm not worried about safety as much as corner two. If Makuba is healthy and playing, I feel the same way. I do think Epps coming back is an upgrade over McCollum. So, you got some veteran presence there, but that cornerback spot, I mean, dude, we may see. Don't be surprised if they have a Dory Jackson out one series and Jacorian Bennett in the next series. Like somebody's got to win that job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. It really is. I mean, the Eagles should kill Dallas. They should beat the crap out of this team. The only thing that to me can hurt you is, you come out and you're complacent, you're really rusty, you're not ready, you think you're going to walk all over them. If they're ready to play, they're going to kill this team.
Yeah.
Sidney Brown, not Sheldon Brown, is going to get a pick Thursday night.
Oh,
Sidney Brown? Wow. I hope you're right. I don't know if I buy it, though, but we'll see. Roll Philly Dogs, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, make a move for edge, cornerback, 2 or safety. Thank you so much, Roll Philly Dogs. What do you think about the edge? Because one thing Howie said in the press conference was they're possibly not done yet. There's still another move to come.
Yeah, I mean, the edge rushing position is an interesting one because throughout the first half of preseason, defensive linemen can't really do too much in some of these practices when you're just in helmets, when you're just in shoulder pads, when you really can't show your full physicality. You can't hit quarterbacks. And then finally you get those full pads on, you start to see some things. Now, are these edge rushers affected? Are they affected by these preseason games where you don't have Jalen Carter in the middle, you don't have Jordan Davis in the middle, you don't have a strategic defense, behind them, around them? I have to say they really haven't shown much, and you can't put so much into preseason. You want to see sub flash, and it's been very, very little. But I'm hoping once these games start, we're hoping that Ojulari and Uche are that's going to stack up and look really good when we get into these games now with the starting defense with them. So I think it's a wait and see approach. We kind of said that about Nolan Smith last offseason program. Like he had a couple sacks in a couple preseason games, but there really wasn't much else to really go on. So I kind of take what I learned from last year to say I think we should be more patient and wait until we hit a few games and see what happens.
Yeah,
So,
I think you got to wait. I do think that not having those defensive tackles in, I do think it makes a big difference. I mean,
yeah.
it just does, and we'll see. Now I know Xander. Shout out to Xander from Jacob Media. He's been talking a lot about going after Trevon Walker. What would your thoughts be on that?
I'd do it. I
Yeah.
would do it. I mean, you know, it's is there a position they need in the first round? I mean, it's going to cost you a first round. It's going to cost you a day one pick. It's
one first round pick. I mean,
yes.
basically, it's half of what Parsons is going to cost. He is under contract for 2 more years, right?
Right.
They picked up his option year, so he's got this year and next year. If the Eagles could get him to, come in and play 2 years before they decide whether to extend him, it might not be a bad idea.
Because realistically, these next 2 years are going to be cheaper than what ultimately that contract he's going to get after the 2 years is up. But these guys are getting $30+, $40+ million. We know the tag, the money tag for these edge rushers now. Trey Hendrickson, finally caved in and signed his 1 year deal, so he couldn't get a multi-year extension. But
but he only got a 1 year deal, so he's going to be a free agent.
Right. And it's hard for teams to, at 30 years old, give these guys multi-year, big money deals. And that's why the Eagles don't do that.
I mean, at what point is $47 million not worth it? Like, $47 million for an edge rusher. Look, Parsons, he's a good player.
He's good.
He's not like, you want to say he's a generational pass rusher. Okay, but in terms of generational defensive player, no, I'm sorry, he's not. He's one-dimensional. You can run on him, and a guy like Myles Garrett, to me, is generational player. Okay, you want to say Micah is a generational pass rusher? Okay, I'll give him that. He's done really well over the first 4 years of his career. I think, he's him and Reggie are the only 2 guys with like 12+ sacks their first 4 years. But Reggie White was a generational. I mean, Reggie was a top 10 defensive player ever because he could do it all. Micah hasn't proven that, but you're paying him $47 million. You can go out and get 2 Pro Bowlers at 2 different positions. A Walker, he may cost you what around the $30 million. That's cheap compared to what's his face. But like I said, I would get him and say, look, we don't know if we want to extend you. You have 2 years left. Prove your worth and let him play for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then decide. You got to pay Nolan Smith. I mean, what's he going to ask for? Nolan Smith's going to have a big year this year, by the way.
Yeah, it's Jalen Carter's big contract is coming up. It's Nolan Smith, and then you got to think about Reed Blankenship, and then you got to think about Nakobe Dean. Like, what's going to happen with him?
And we could announce, talk about the team captains. Reed Blankenship's a team captain. That tells you right there, he's getting an extension, and it's probably coming within the next few weeks. Okay, so Reed's getting extended. Yeah, and I think he deserves it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Nick, remember for 3 months, thank you so much. Says, would you give a first and a third for Walker? Yeah, I probably would. You've got multiple 3rd round picks.
Yeah.
So, why not? I would do it. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Hold on a second here. Okay. Sorry. Somebody clicked. Those stupid AirPods. Like whenever my wife puts hers on or my kids, it connects to my computer. I hate that with a passion. I hate it, and it disconnects me. But I think Walker would be great for them. But I don't know. I mean, no, Walker's not in his prime. He's coming off 210+. I think he's had two double-digit sacks seasons. He's played in Jacksonville, who's, they got good pass rusher already. I don't know if they're going to pay him the amount of money they're paying. What's his face over there?
Was he 24? Was he 24 years old?
Walker, let me see. He's 24 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 24 years old.
Come on,
he's
now.
Coming on. He had 10.5 sacks He had 10 and a half sacks last year, and then he had 10 sacks in 2023. So you put him with the Eagles. I mean, I think it's worth it. And the reason I'm saying it is because you get him in Philly, you don't have to sign him to an extension for 2 years. You know what I mean? If he's coming there, the Eagles can say, look, we play and let's see where you're at. And it could buy 2 years. And then you pay Carter in the meantime. Carter has to get paid.
Yeah. And you know what else, too, that could probably go into giving away a first-round pick for Travon Walker is that Darren McKee might get traded. A possibility if there's a quarterback needy team that's desperate for a quarterback, and if he continues to build his value, and I thought we got some great value out of him for that first preseason game. You couldn't even complain about that game, and I know it's just preseason. I get it,
no,
and he's had a couple He had a couple. He came into a couple games last year, but you could get maybe a day two, maybe a second round pick for him, or if someone's more desperate.
First.
No, yeah. I get it. That's what you want. You want to try to fleece somebody at that point.
Well, the thing is I think the time to trade him is not until the end of the year because he's got 1 year left after. So he's going into next year. He'll be in the last year of his contract. You don't want him to walk away for nothing. So the time to trade him is in the off season, and that's when you go. So if you let's say you trade for Walker, and you gave a first and a third, you get him. You basically tell them, all right, you got 2 years. Let's see how you do this year, and then we can talk contract extensions. But we're not going to do anything this year because you're new here, and we want to see. I mean, you could get that third-round pick easy back trading what's-his-face. So I would definitely do it. To me, from what I heard about the draft, and not positive, it depends who comes out. But it sounds like the 2027 draft is insane. The 2027 draft is going to be insane. Some people are saying 2026, but I'm hearing more the 2027 draft could be like classic. And if you have multiple first-round picks in there, you're set. Nick, thank you for super chat. Sil said Nolan's only going to have 4 sacks all year. He had 4 sacks in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why he would say that. Jeremiah Smith. That's my move. That's going to be my play. But I'm gonna get into that later. I'm gonna be one bitching mother humper this all season about it. Tortiville's at 500. Did you get a deal for tickets this year, or did you have to pay full price? Last year they gave me 100 off, but this year they aren't doing deals like who? What are you talking about? Oh, for the ticket. Oh, I don't even know. I have it on auto renew. I have to check Tortiville, but I'm doubting I got anything off any break this year. But I'm riding with Hunt and Nolan Smith. I would bring Walker in to take the starting job. I wouldn't bring Walker in to take the starting job from either of our boys. Yeah, I respect that. I have no problem with that. It's a much cheaper. You can probably find if you need depth at edge rusher, you could find somebody cheaper that could be a rotational guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean we'll see. 500. Who the hell? I don't even know what the Cowboys defense looks like. To be honest with you, I don't even know who their best player on defense is. At 24, he still has a chance for 2 big deals if the Eagles trade for him. Give him 90 for 3 years, 75 guaranteed. Boom for Walker. Yeah, I mean they could. 500 pack will be strapped and go in a divisional round next year's. Cowboys will get 2 late picks, 25 to lose trade. It very well may turn out to a lose trade because to me, if you're the Packers, and you don't come out with a Super Bowl, then it's not worth it. And if you're Dallas, you better pick good, otherwise it's not worth it. It could be a lose trade.
Could be. I mean, look. I mean, you get the DT from the Packers, but it's like, what did you do with Mozzie Smith? Like some of their picks have been questionable.
Horrible.
They've had really bad picks.
Exactly. It's all going to depend on who wins that trade. Depends on if Dallas picks well and what they do with it. That's going to determine it. I don't think Green Bay is as good as Detroit. I think Detroit's still better than them. I think it's closer now, but I think they're better than them.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's funny though, he gets traded, and the one thing that was really funny was, all the talk about his back being a problem. He's running around his living room and stuff. Like his back didn't look too bad then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Big Mick says Mark Holmes has made 1,000 videos. He's losing it. Well, and I told everybody it would happen, and it's happening even quicker. He's now coming to like the deal. Now he's starting to like it and approve of it. So he's changing his tune. No, nobody's great. I don't think the Eagles. I don't think Green Bay can handle the Eagles. I don't think so. Cowboys will trade away a first-round pick in the next year's draft. Stock up for Archie sweepstakes. You mean Archie Prescott? He stunk today. He might have to stay in college one more year. Right? He may need to wait because he didn't look great today. But it's one game. We'll see. JH, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, we go through this every year, doubting our depth. Then following year, we cry over losing players we doubted. I think the edge will be okay. Yeah, I mean, you could be right. The difference this year, though, compared to other years is, last year you're saying, all right, is Nolan Smith going to take the next step? Jalen Hunt wasn't even in the conversation.
No.
But now you're saying, well, you got Azeez Ojulari and you got Uche. They're both here on one-year deals. We don't really know what they're going to do.
Yeah, you're getting two guys with chips on their shoulders. I mean, Ojulari has been the most interesting one to me. I mean, this guy's been averaging 4 to 5 sacks a year, even with injuries. The guy just can't stay healthy. And this has been, which I'm not surprised, because obviously the Eagles medical staff is great. And they're very, whatever they do to get these guys prepared to practice and keep their bodies right, they're doing the right thing. And I thought Ojulari played a really good second game. And they have a realistically a pretty, a natural edge rusher in Uche. I mean,
yeah,
things could happen.
I think, like I said earlier, I think look, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Ojomo didn't play at all. Okay, once you add your 3 defensive tackles back in, especially, I think what Jalen Carter is. Jordan Davis to me is going to have a breakout year. I think people are going to be shocked, and then Ojomo is to me is going to be like Milton Williams last year. I really believe that. So once you add those guys in and you start they have to deal with that pressure up the middle. Those edge rushers are gonna have a much easier time. So I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
J5, man, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Said love you guys, Batman and Robin. Thank you, man. Says Bennett will surprise us this year. Just has to work on his awareness and ball skills. I agree. I think Jacorian Bennett is gonna win that job. I think he's going to hold it down and be decent, and we're all going to be happy with his play by the end of the year.
Yeah,
I agree with you, man, and thank you so much. No players want to go to Dallas anymore. Yeah, I mean, Dallas' reputation right now for attracting free agents is another thing that's going to be really interesting. They're going to have to go and do what Jacksonville does and start overpaying. That's what they're going to have to do.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Il Skill says, I didn't see anything from Azeez or Uche. Well, I thought Azeez played the last preseason game. I thought he was all right. Yeah, second game. He had a sack. But, you didn't have – you had – look at the defensive tackles that were out there. Gabe Hall, Robinson. I mean, those guys are learning, especially Robinson, learning to play the position. I think when you add those defensive tackles back into the line, I think it'll change everything.
Yeah.
You guys should get hammered like Mark did. Oh, God. Did you see what Mark get hammered? Dude, I had him on my live stream during the trade, and I didn't even realize he was drinking so much. He was just taking shots of rum. Shots of rum. Gets up. He's like, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna come back after the press conference with Jerry Jones. Guy is streaming himself. Gets up, goes, collapses, and passes out on his bathroom floor while his stream is going on. So his stream was going on for like an hour with just him drunk on the floor.
Bro, how many players did we lose? Did we lose Deshaun? Did we lose Did we lose LaShawn McCoy in a horrible trade? Did we trade Nick Foles away? I mean, there's so many trades that I was shell shocked and probably depressed for a few days that were just this.
I mean, there are things you never get over.
It's true.
It's true. I mean, I'll never forget when Reggie left, man. The sinking feeling. And now I have to watch all these people keep putting Reggie White clips up with Green Bay. It's like, dude,
oh yeah, I know.
I can't stand that. He's not like people are. He was the Green Bay back. He played 6 years in Green Bay, had 50-something sacks. He played 8 years in Philly with like 124 sacks. All right, he was an Eagle. And it just annoys the crap out of me. Never got over it. Tree Diesel, thank you for super chat. He goes, what games would you go to this year and why? Can't say Dallas at home. Debating on going to the game this year because the Dallas game is so damn expensive. Well, I can't go to the Dallas game, that's for sure, because I can't travel this weekend. Now, I would consider maybe going to Dallas in Dallas. The Eagles are going to be in Kelly Green. In Dallas. They're going to wear Kelly Green 3 times this year versus the Giants, Washington, and Dallas in Dallas. That would be kind of cool to see. As far as home games, I mean, if I could go to one, I would love to go to that Rams game. That Rams-Eagles game would be awesome. And then the other ones, I always like divisional games. So, like, the Commanders would be good, too.
Yeah.
Those would be my choices. But I don't know that I'm going anywhere, so I can't make any plans. Lynn says, Jacorian Bennett played for the Raiders. Corner Epps played safety for the Raiders. They are familiar with each other. Could be that. Yeah, that's a great point, Lynn. Those two guys played together, know each other. That could be, interesting because it's easy for them to communicate and they kind of know what they're going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So, it's crazy. I was mad at Reggie in the Birds, so I was 50-50 pissed off. I wasn't mad at Reggie. I was mad at the ownership because they refused to play the whole free agency game. They said they wouldn't do it, and I guess it's who you believe, because they tried to say, well, we offered Reggie a contract, and Reggie and his wife said, not, they never offered us anything. Reggie would have stayed for lesser money. He didn't want to leave. But they didn't want to pay. So I always blame the ownership. You would think Micah was the same stratosphere as Reggie White by all the way hype is. Yeah, you would think so. And he's not even close. Big track 2 for Weezer. Ken James must be happy with his get Micah. Trey says Dwight, he's not. I don't know. You guys go. I was mad at Reggie and ownership. Well, I mean, to me, the way I saw it is Reggie can't get a contract. They're not going to pay him. Then what is he going to do? He can't stay there.
Here's a question. Do you think Jihad Campbell has a higher ceiling than Micah Parsons?
I can't say higher ceiling. I mean, for what Micah's done, I can't say. Like I said, Micah is not a complete player. I think he's a really good edge rusher. But he was pretty good as a rookie. He might have been more dominant in some respects as a rookie than any time. But I do think Jihad Campbell could make a huge impact for the Eagles. Yeah. I mean, he's going to start, dude. He's going to start Thursday night. Tortiva says, we lost Reggie, Seth, Eric Allen, all those guys. Yeah, one by one, they left. And they didn't want to play the free agency game. Rock the Artist, what's happening? And then, Norman Brayman sold the team. That's why he sold the team, because they started free agency. He let Keith Jackson go. How do you let Keith Jackson go? It's just see, I feel like it's like we're in some weird times now, because back in the day, it was the Eagles. We would lose all our players. Dallas would get all these players and win Super Bowls. Now I feel like the roles are reversed. That's why I have no sympathy for the Cowboys at all. I have none. You guys treated us horrible when you were winning your 3 Super Bowls in the 90s. Now
the tables have turned.
Tables have turned. Now I'm going to be nice to you about it? I don't think so. I don't think so. Joshua, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate
Thanks,
you so
Josh.
much. So, what up, 500? How's it going, champs? This season is going to be a blast. I'm truly excited to see how much our Super Bowl MVP is going to bowl again. Our team is healthy and young, where the stars are paid and the vibes are immaculate. I agree, man. Let me ask you, what do you think we'll see from Hurts this year? Do you think winning that Super Bowl, that MVP in the Super Bowl, do you think that that gives him a lot of confidence going into this year?
Yeah, I mean, it gives him confidence, but I don't think he's the type of guy that's going to think about what he did last year. I think it's almost a reset where his mind is in a reset. I mean, this is a guy that didn't even put a Super Bowl ring on. This is a guy that didn't even, you know what I mean? Like he was like, all right, I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready for next season already. And the players will still gravitate towards him. I was just watching the mic'd up for the open practice. He was just the way the players react to him and how that offense is running like a well-oiled machine. I mean, I don't think there's any cockiness or he's being conceited or he's going to feel himself this year. I think it's going to be a strategic football, especially working with the new offensive coordinator and how their relationship's going to be. That's really going to be the next step, the first 4 to 5 weeks of how that's going to pan out with the new OC. So we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be good, though.
It's going to be good, I think. Joshua, thank you again for that super chat. JMB says, we use the Kellys week 12 in Dallas, not Philly. Oh, I know. I mean, that's what I said. They play in Dallas in Kelly Greens. Would be very interesting to be at that game and see that live. I think that would be very cool. We better be starting Bennett at cornerback too. If Jackson is the starter, we are in for trouble. For a while, every throw is going to go his way. I'm with you, man. I want to see Bennett start, and I hope he wins that job, and I hope he comes out and he makes a big play, and he kind of just takes it, man. I think at some point he will. It's just a matter of when. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anthony Perry, man, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Very generous of you, man. Thank you so much, man. He goes, it's our time now. F them all. Like Highlander says, there can only be one. All them other bird teams are pigeons. Well said, man. I agree. It's our time. I expect the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. I've made no bones about it. I got Eagles over the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I think the Ravens are going to go.
Might be
if
right.
It's not the Ravens. It's going to be Kansas City again. I don't believe Buffalo gets there. I don't either. Gets there. I believe it's only going to be those teams. So, Anthony Perry, man, thank you so much, man.
Thanks,
Shout out to you. Witch King says, Love and Herbert, two of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league, just because they have strong arms. Yeah, I mean, I think Love has to be better. I think Herbert is way overrated. Way overrated.
Oh, even the top 100. I mean, like Goff at 15, Hurts at 19. I mean, even with Goff, I mean, I've even seen some of these videos of it's a circus act with the throwing arm. I mean, it's really, it's all it is.
Right. No, I hear you. JJ5, man, thank you for the generous super chat, my man. Appreciate you so much. Because I feel like our defense will come together by week 3 or 4. Vic will plan around our strengths and weaknesses, and JD will ball out this year. Contract year. 500, what's up with the members' perks? Which thing specifically? Hey, look, there's fantasy. If you want to join fantasy, check out the posts. I got a fantasy league going. I believe for channel members, I need 6 more people. So check it out if you want. And if there's something else you're talking about, then just let me know what you mean. Mav, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Philly, I get you and your wife tickets to that Eagles-Chargers game in SoFi. No effing excuses. I'll be there. All right, we'll talk about it. The Eagles play the Chargers? Yeah, we'll talk about it. Hey, Philly 500 and Joey, I see Campbell with 15 sacks. Jesus.
Isn't it
15 sacks as a rookie?
Isn't it crazy? That's but dude, like when he plays, dude, he's just such an impact. Like, it's just from the first play, he's such an impact. He's so disruptive. Like Whew, man.
I think he's going to be great. I just don't know how much. I just wonder how much they're going to actually rush him.
Yeah.
I think Nakobe Dean says he's shooting for week 5 return. Now, when Nakobe comes back, does Nakobe lose his starting job, or does Nakobe go in at linebacker and then you move Jahad Campbell and let him rush the passer more? It's going to be interesting.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Idea. It's just going to be very interesting. We got 826 people in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hit that like. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't, make sure you click on the link and go sub up Joey as well. He puts out content every day. Abanya says, how's it going tonight, Joey 500? With the Packers sending their run stopper, Kenny Clark, to Dallas, I see the Packers run defense that was top 10 in the league last year, probably in the 20s. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much he by himself was the key to that. I did watch video on the Eagles versus the Packers, the 2 games they played, and he was a non-factor. I mean, he got moved around.
I don't even remember his name getting called that much. To be honest with you, I really don't.
Yeah. Ken James says it'll be funny as F if the Eagles lose next Thursday. I mean, shit happens. It shit happens. Week 1. I mean, how many times Kansas City they lost week 1 too after winning Super Bowl? Then they still went back and win. It happens.
It's the first game is always a toss-up game because it's the first game. Like it's, what are you looking at? What are you looking at for tape and the blueprint of a team? There's really not much to look at. You once you get to a few weeks into the middle of the season, that's when you can really start looking for other teams' blueprints of how they do things, how they run things by formation and things like that. But the Eagles are. I know the Eagles are going to look sloppy. They're going to look sloppy. Now, that's what I'm going to expect. I'm not going to have these high expectations. They're going to be hot for 4 quarters because it's just unrealistic at this point.
I watch they'll come out and they'll just put up 50 points. That's what happens all the time. Yeah, I mean, if you're the upsets usually occur early in the season. That's when you have the best chance for them.
Yeah,
but I don't think Dallas is beating the Eagles. I don't think so. It might be closer than we think it should be, but they're not beating them. Robert says, couldn't even respond all week, worked all week. Now I'm just catching. Well, it's good to have you here, Robert, man. Thanks you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Anthony Perry, my man, thank you for super chat. He goes, Philly's back on track. Yeah, I saw that. They won today. But can't wait till Thursday night. I think when Kobe comes back, Vic can be more versatile in the Kobe Dean. Talking about versatile in the zone schemes. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting to see how they use them. Like, would Nakobe Dean, like, what do you know when the trade deadline is? What the deadline is?
9 by 9, I think.
Could he be? I'm just throwing this out there. I'm not saying it's going to happen. But could it be a situation where, let's say, Nakobe comes back and he's fairly healthy, that they trade him? I mean, you got a lot of linebackers on this team. The linebacking core, do you realize the linebackers are one of the deepest positions we have?
I know.
I mean, you got Jahad, Trotter could play. This Munden kid looks like he can play. I mean, I'm just saying, dude.
Who are you going to get rid of? If he comes back, who are you gonna get? You have to get rid of somebody. Who are you gonna get rid of?
Nakobe Dean.
No, I mean, if Nakobe comes back, you have to get rid of somebody.
I'm saying trade him.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying is if he comes back, like they have to.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have to sit out. Somebody's gonna be inactive.
Right.
It's gonna be Munden.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, probably.
I mean, the Eagles don't need to trade players. They can keep the depth. They've got so many draft picks that, whatever they need to get, they probably could get through that way. I expect the Eagles to be very, very aggressive by the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
If we need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Justin Ryan, thank you for the super chat. He says, didn't you call him? I did. I called him Marsha.
I totally forgot.
I totally forgot I did. Marsha. Yeah, I didn't look. I didn't like Epps as a starter, but the way I see it now is he's the third stringer. He's not their starter. He's your if he's starting, I think that's a problem. But if he's your third stringer and he's replacing McCollum, I think that's okay. You know what I mean? But now I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have brought him back. I won't bring. I'm not interested in bringing back, him or any of these guys that have played before. I don't like doing it.
Yeah.
But they brought him back as a third stringer, not as a starter. So, I won't call him Marsha unless he starts. If he's starting and he's getting beat, Marsha is back.
True.
I forgot all about that, though.
Yes.
That's hilarious, dude. That's hilarious. Brett, welcome to Dingbat Nation, my man. Thank you so much for joining.
Caleb mentioned in the chat, Crash Test Covey is back. We did talk about that.
Yeah, that's right. We forgot all about that. So I like it in terms of you have to you don't want Cooper DeJean out there doing punts, but couldn't what's his face do him? One of the receivers that they got. I mean, Mechie can't do it, or what's his face can't do it.
That dude from the Falcons, he's not even here anymore. He was horrible. Darius Cooper on kick returns. He was there.
I don't know if Cooper could do it, but I know that I thought Mechie or the other. Why can't I think of his name right now? Why is it slipping my mind? The dude they got from Washington last year. He's done punt returns.
Am I?
The receiver, third receiver. I'm having a major
Dotson?
brain. Yeah, Dotson. Yeah. Dotson can't do him.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Crash Test.
We talked about Dotson doing it. And I think we feel more comfortable now because you have John Mechie now, or maybe the coaching staff feels like they're more comfortable because John Mechie's there, so they can afford to put him there. But Covey, man, he's got no lower body. He's
on the active roster because he was called up, right? He was claimed. If you're claimed off waivers, you have to go to the active roster. You can't go, right? That's why they got that center or guard from the Rams. They put him on IR, so he's on IR. But I mean, I don't have a problem with Covey. I trust him. I think he'll be fine. Dwight Davis says, Philly 500, Kenny Clark was playing last year on a broken toe. The whole season he played on a broken toe. He healthy now. He's going to punish whoever he line up against him. I don't think the Eagles are worried about him. I mean, you're talking about the best offensive line in football. They go against countless amount of guys and destroy them all. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
And realistically, they didn't upgrade. I mean, I don't know if that's supposed to be like oh shit, watch out for Kenny Clark because.
Let me ask you something. Did he have a broken toe week 1? Did we break his toe? Who broke it? Was it Cam Jurgens or Landon Dickerson stepped on that mother humper toe? Who broke that toe? Probably the Eagles. We're going to break it again. Unstable Eric, thank you for super chat. He goes, there's 5 days left. Who the hell is our cornerback too? I think it's going to be Jacorian Bennett. That's my guess. We'll break that toe. Anthony Perry. Which foot was it? I'll let the guys know. Step on that shit early. Anthony Perry, thank you for super chat. He goes, you can always move Jihad to the edge and back in. Vic even turned 3 linebackers. It's interesting that Vic does when Nakobe. Yeah, I agree. That would be my plan too. I would probably let him rush the passer. Danielson, thank you for super chat. Go Birds, baby. Absolutely. What foot was it? I just want to know for a friend. Just asking for a friend. What foot? I'm going to send Cam Jurgens an email. Anthony Perry, thank you for super chat. He goes, I think Jacorian will eventually be cornerback too. I think he's going to win it and be it too. Yeah, Jerry broke his toe. Yeah, he stepped on it with the Cowboys boot.
Yeah, he got that injury during the Eagles game.
Yeah, during the Eagles game.
the first game. The first game. Then he had surgery.
Yeah.
Then he had
Well, guess what's going to happen again the first game? Where's that toe? The little toe went to the market and never came home. Roll Philly Dogs. Thank you for the super chat. Jared's going to make Kenny Clark look like Kenny Powers. I'm telling you, it's true. His toe. He ain't scared of that shit. Freddie Lemus, thank you for the super chat. He goes, thank you guys for giving us so much content during all season. Excited for Thursday night. Go Birds. Let's double moonwalk that ass. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it so much, Freddie.
We agree. Toe. The Eagles broke his toe. Hey, he's coming back with his toe. Well, who broke his toe? Oh, the Eagles. Okay. Yeah, we're scared. What foot was it? I just want to remember what foot. I got an email to send out later. Hey, Landon Dickerson, left toe, left foot. Step on that shit. And Kenny's coming out. He's got a broken toe. He's in the tent. They're looking at his toe. Yeah, we ain't scared. I mean, if there's one team that shouldn't be scared of any defensive line, is the Eagles. I mean, that offensive line beats everybody.
Yeah.
They beat everybody.
Yeah.
Robert says, no, all serious. How can you trade a generational talent? Do they know Jerry's 95% of the players are developmental players in the draft? You can't find talent like that, like you did like Parsons, Jerry. I really think, in my opinion, I think Jerry Jones threw in a towel. I think he's saying, you know what? We're not going to win in 3-4 years with this team the way it's constructed.
Right.
We might as well start a rebuild right now. And I think he's looking at the Herschel Walker thing, thinking he could make it happen again. And he's going to be wrong, of course, but I don't know. I mean, how could you have waited 2 years to pay him? You could have paid him $30 million 2 years ago. Anthony Perry, thank you for the super chat. Goes, broken toe, no double moonwalking, bro. Laugh out loud, right?
Hey, Five, can you give me like a second? I just turn my camera off first. Can you give me like 2 seconds?
Go ahead. Yeah,
I'll be
right
back.
Yeah. Caleb says, Mark is now trying to retract his comments and act like he didn't end up on the bathroom floor. I know. I got pictures of it. I got pictures. Eagles broke my hoe and me toe. Yes. That was Jimmy Johnson's idea anyways. I know. I know it was. Yes, you can find talent like that. It's not abundant, but double-digit sack guys in the draft is not rare. No, you can find double-digit sack guys. Look, if they draft, let's say they draft really good with 2 picks, right? Those 2 first-round picks. Then you get, let's say you sign 2 players, 2 Pro Bowl players, and you get 4 guys. You can make it work. But the question is, can they do that? That's the question. Justin, thank you for super chat. Goes, none of our old men can beat Garrett. No, we did pretty good against Garrett. What did Garrett have against us last year when we played Cleveland? I know he blocked the kick, and that was big. But what did Garrett do against us versus the last time? I would like to know. Freddie Lemus, thank you for super chat. He goes, let them tank for Archie. He looking more like Eli. He looks like Arch Prescott. That's what I call him. I don't remember what Garrett did against us. So you tell me what he did. I don't see it without Parsons. They have no consistent pass rush. No, I don't think they do either. I mean, at least not yet. Well, look, Garrett's probably potentially, arguably the best player in the NFL. Garrett is a legitimate generational talent. Parsons is, to me, a generational pass rusher. Garrett's a generational player. Show us the picture, Philly. All right, let me show you. I'll show you. Because I think Mark's already showed it. So let me get it. Here, I'm going to get it. I'm going to show you guys. Hey, hold on. All right, so I'm going to show you. I know Mark has already showed this, so he's not going to kill me. But here you go. Here's Mark after the Parsons trade. There was Mark. Did Jerry Jones put him under? My man. He couldn't take it. There you go. He blocked a kick and returned it for a touchdown versus us. Yeah, I remember him doing that. I don't remember how many sacks he had, though. But, I mean, Miles is the best defensive player in football. How many teams are we going to play to have Myles Garrett? None. Anthony Perry, David Superchat goes, Jerry running out of time. We need another rebuild. He is running out of time. Justin Ryan, David Superchat goes, do you think Barkley will run 2K? I don't know. I mean, it's very hard to say a guy will run for 2K. It's never been done. A running back has never done it twice in a row. It's never been done. They've never done it consecutive years. So it would be amazing. Do I think he's got a shot? I actually do. I think Barkley is in a weird, 2-3 year stretch where he's going to be fantastic. And then I think it'll catch up to him, but I think he's got a shot. But I wouldn't count on it. Am I betting it? Yeah, I am. Oh, that's for sure. Provide, but isn't that great? Mark just passed out. I mean, he was supposed to come back on my stream. Tortyville, thank you for super chat. Goes, did Mark end up on the floor from the rum or oh shit, Dak? No. Yeah, no, this is from the rum. Here, I don't know if Joey saw this. I'll show him. This was Mark after passing out during the Jerry Jones press conference after drinking rum on my stream. I had no idea he was drinking so much. It's hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You good, dude?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I forgot I had to bring something out to my girlfriend. I totally forgot.
Okay. No, you're good. Remember when Jerry Jones said to not lose any sleep, Cowgirl fans? I remember that. I think that the Jerry, I think when Micah was on that table laying, I think that's when it was Jerry's nah, hell with this shit. Timmy, thank you, man. He says, Dallas Cowboys are the epitome of how not to act if you want to be labeled America's team. Agreed. Joey got away from no. If the pass game is effective, then Saquon could reach 2K. If AJ and Smith go off, teams won't drop 8. Easier for Saquon. Well, listen, here's the thing. You when you look at Saquon and you look at last year, I mean, how many 40-plus yard runs did he have? It was a bunch of them.
6, and 7, I forgot. And
the part of it is because teams were stacking the box, Joey. They were bringing everybody up, and when he gets past that first level, there's nobody there really second, third level. They're all up, right? That's why his runs were so big. So teams are going to stack the box against him, and he's going to continue to have those big yards. And how many teams can do what Kansas City did? I think Kansas City did a good job on him. And then the Eagles beat him with the play action. And then you look at Pittsburgh. I think those were the only 2 teams. Everybody else, people act like, oh, well, this year they're going to put 8 in the box against them. They were doing it last year. It wasn't working. Yeah. It wasn't working. And now, if like Shona says, if the passing game's even more effective, yeah, it's gonna be even harder for teams. I think teams are in trouble. I really do. I until the league adjusts to stopping the run and getting bigger defensive, players that can stop the run instead of worrying about the pass, I think the Eagles are legitimately they match up against everybody. Yeah. That's why I picked the Ravens, because I think if the Ravens copy the Eagles a little bit, I think they could do it too. I think they legitimately can play the same game if they choose to.
And then
with Henry.
The number 3 receiver on the Eagles isn't no slouch either, because he's
right.
A 1B to a number 2 on another roster. And I think, defenses have to respect his speed. I think the only reason why Jahan Dotson's on the field, because he has the skill set, number 1. Number 2, with Dotson on the field, you can move AJ around, you can move Devontae Smith around, and that just creates more of a mix-up on mismatches. So even if they stop the run game, they have to stop so much more. So
it's going to be tough. And here's the other thing. The other thing is that Jahan Dotson came in late last year, right? It took him the whole season. Like the playoffs is where Hurts started to develop some trust in him. I think he's going to be way more effective than he was a year ago.
True.
Anthony Perry, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Joey, have you seen Weapons yet?
I haven't. I'm probably gonna wait till it goes on VOD. I haven't heard it's good though.
What is it? A movie?
Yeah, it's a movie. Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Bald Eagle David super chat. He goes, I hope teams stack the box and Hurts passes to an MVP season. Then it's a Hurts and Lamar Super Bowl. Hurts becomes undoubtedly top 3 quarterback after he wins. Yeah, I agree. Justin, thank you for super chat. He goes, do you think Steen will affect Barkley's yards? No, I actually think Steen has been pretty good. I think Steen's actually okay in the run game. I think he's going to be fine. Everything we heard about Steen, and it seemed like the first week of camp he struggled. But the second and the rest of camp, he was really good. I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, he was neck and neck with Becton last year, then Steen had that injury, and then I think Becton was still in the lead by a slight margin. Yeah. But Steen was knocking Jalen Carter on his ass in practice. I mean, there was some physicality there, and obviously the first name that came out of Jeff Stoughton's mouth was Tyler Steen. So,
yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, I agree. Mr. International says, weapons. What's that about?
To make it short, sweet, simple, it's like these kids around this neighborhood start disappearing, and there's a reason why.
Yeah. I saw the trailer for that. Dude, that looks scary, man.
Yeah, it does.
That looks freaky scary. Have you seen Steen handle bigger defensive like Vito? It will definitely be a test. It definitely will. Yeah. And if for some reason he was struggling on that right side, you always got the left side. That left side, I'm sorry, nobody's stopping you running on the left side.
Oh, we didn't talk about. I don't know if you talked about when I was gone, but Dickerson practicing.
Yeah. So Landon Dickerson is practicing. For those that don't know, he's back at practice. So it looks like there's a good chance he's going to be playing this week. Yeah, looks like a really good chance. Yep. Yeah. Pick Six Nick, thank you for the super chat. He goes, we have 4 Pro Bowl caliber receivers: AJ, Smith, Dotson, and Mechie. 100%. I agree. I mean, I don't remember the Eagles ever being this deep at wide receiver, dude.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Does Cooper look like AJ, guys? Is that his son? He reminds me of, somebody said it, I can't take credit for it, but Anquan Bolden. That's what he remind me of, Anquan Bolden. But I think he's going to be a player. It may take him a while to develop. He may not do a lot this year, but you give him an off season or two, dude. He may be your slot receiver of the future.
Yeah.
Justin Ryan, thank you for super chat. Goes, it's just cool having a huge right guard. It is.
Pause.
It definitely is. Pause. Darius looks like Amari Cooper. Well, yeah, a little bit. I can see that. Except for Amari Cooper takes himself out in December. He takes himself out of games when the game's on the line.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with that guy. Anthony Perry, thank you for super chat. Because Weapons has hereditary vibes. It's twisted. Yeah, I saw that. It looked interesting. Elaine says, do you think Smitty don't want to be captain? I don't know. I would like to see Smitty get a captain's whatchamacallit at some point, man. I do. I think
next year.
Maybe next year. And then when Carter gets that contract, he's going to have to be a captain. Roll Philly Dog, David Super Chickens. What's your favorite position in football? I would say safety. Safety would be mine.
I'm probably gonna say edge rusher, because you can have a lot of those one-on-one matchups with the tackle, and I used to play it too. I used to love that position a lot. So
yeah. But anyways, I think let me thank everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you for all the super chats. Make sure if you guys haven't, hit the like. Make sure you click the link in the description if you're on my channel, and sub up Joey. We will be doing a preview on Wednesday of the game. But I think that's pretty much about it. We're over an hour in, so I think that's about it.
And we have some stuff hopefully coming out soon regarding merch line, things like that. And we'll let you guys know. And hopefully by next Wednesday, we'll have all the answers on everything. So, yeah.
Yeah. So who will be the MVP favorite this year, 500? I'm going to say, I mean, if we're talking about the league-wide, just because of two guys I thought deserved it last year that didn't get it. Saquon Barkley, if he goes out and has another year like he did, I think he's gonna have a good chance to get it. Yeah. And I think Lamar. I mean, I think Lamar arguably could have won it last year if you weren't going to give it to Barkley. Barkley should have got it last year. I'm sorry. You know, how many running backs go for 2,000 yards? I thought he should have got it, but yeah, that would be my bet. You know, who would I would love to see get it if I could choose one person? I would want Jalen Hurts to get it. If I could choose one person to get it, it'd be Jalen Hurts because it would shut up all these people about him, you know? So if I could choose one person, it would be Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But, you know, with the run game, the way they play, you know, how many times he throws and all that, will that hurt him? That's what I wonder.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Hope you guys have a great, great night. And we will see you. Of course, we'll have a preview show on Wednesday, and we will do a prediction that night, too, before the game. So with that said, you guys have a great, great night, and we out. Peace.
Peace out.
2 minutes to go. You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off, it's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dad. That was on you, Dad. That was on you, Dad.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You tried to feed the CeeDee Lamb. You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dad. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.